Hi everyone, welcome to E-Learning Easy Learning. ഇന്ന് നമ്മൾ റിഫ്ലെക്സ് ആക്ഷനെ കുറിച്ചാണ് പഠിക്കാൻ പോകുന്നത്. എന്താണ് റിഫ്ലെക്സ് ആക്ഷൻ, എന്താണ് അതിൻ്റെ ഇമ്പോർട്ടൻസ്? So we are going to discuss about reflex action and its importance in our body. So let's move to the video.
Reflex action means a sudden and automatic response to a stimulus. Now you can see some examples of reflex actions over here. Look at the first one. Here a person is removing his leg suddenly from a sharp object. Here the sudden removal of the hand from a hot object. Here in this case, change of pupil diameter on various light intensities, and in the last example, coughing or sneezing because of irritants in the nasal passage. In all these examples, we can see that all these responses like the removal of the leg or hand or the change of the pupil diameter or coughing or sneezing, all these are happening suddenly and automatically or involuntarily. So these kind of responses are called reflex actions. In all these responses, these stimuli are not that much favorable. For example, here the stimulus is pain, here the stimulus is heat, here the high light intensity, here some kind of irritants that is causing respiratory problem if it enters into the lungs. So in all these cases, these stimuli are not that much favorable to the person. It is causing a kind of damage or danger to the person's life. So that is why the body has a special type of defensive system to protect our body from such kind of dangerous situations. So that is about the reflex action. Now we are going to see which are the parts that involved in reflex action. So to perform this action while getting an unfavorable stimulus, the body has to respond immediately. So to do these actions, 5 parts are involved. First is a receptor, second sensory neuron, third is interneuron, fourth one is motor neuron, and last one effector organ. Now you can see all these parts in this picture. Look at this example once again. The person is withdrawing his hand on touching a hot object. Here the stimulus is heat. That stimulus is received by the receptors or special type of neurons in his hand. So these are the neurons that is located at the hand. We can call them as the receptors. Through the receptors, it is carried through the sensory neuron. So the second part that carries the stimulus to the central nervous system, especially speaking the spinal cord, is by the sensory neuron. So the sensory neuron will carry that message in the form of electrical impulses. So that reaches into the spinal cord. Inside the spinal cord, that stimulus is circulated, with the help of the third part, that is interneuron. We can see that interneuron is acting as a messenger between sensory neuron and motor neuron. Now the spinal cord is giving some messages through the motor nerve. So motor nerve is carrying the messages to the effector organ, that is the muscles, to react. So the fourth part is the motor nerve. So once the motor nerve carries the messages to the effector organ or the muscles are excited, and then they start to contract. In that way, the action or the movement is made possible. So in this case, we can see that there is a pathway of this reflex action from receptor organs to sensory neuron to the interneuron to the motor neuron. Finally, it ends up in effector organ. And this pathway of reflex action is known as reflex arc. So reflex action is a special kind of responsive mechanism in our body to save the body from dangerous situations. So that is all about this video on reflex action.
Please give your suggestions in the comment box and subscribe the channel for latest tutorials.